Waiting a second. Forgot my lapel mic. Why isn't it? Oh, it might help. Thank you. Welcome. Just trying to give a chance for some people to join. Thank you. How's it going, Jamie? Haven't texted you in a while. Been busy over in these parts. Let's see if we can invite some people. I don't know who else has read this, so just inviting people. Jessica, Courtney. Just inviting people. Give me just a sec. So hard to know who's read and who's not, so that's the tough part. Jeez. Hopefully you got it. If not, I can do it again. Bum, bum, bum. I don't even know who's on. If you're on, say hello. Just trying to give a few more seconds. Otherwise, we can get started. I know Thursday nights are odd, and I'll probably have to do next month on a Thursday because the first Tuesday of next month are my twins' birthday. Okay, cool, you got it. So yeah, I don't know what my plans are, but I don't know if I'll be doing a live chat at that point. But anywho, we are here. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, as you guys come on, Anna and I are going live on Instagram after this. So welcome, welcome. This is us trying to do, a dry run in the meantime, our normal. But we're trying the Instagram platform because I had so many people that follow me there that actually read the book this month. So I decided to, thank you, put all my favorites back there. Toni Morrison, there's Alice Walker, some more on the other sides. But yeah, this is all y'all are getting right now. Angela Davis over there. Zora, Octavia, and my mind just went blank. I know why the cage bird sings. I can't think. I'm going blank. Hey, Jessica. Welcome, welcome. So, of course, we are here to talk about Eloquent Rage by Brittney Cooper. Initial thoughts. What did you guys think of the book? Love it? Hate it? For me, it was my second time reading it, so it was a 5-star read for me. One that I definitely feel like every woman, especially Black women, but every woman should read. But what were your general thoughts about the book? Yeah, I've got my iPad because I've got a slew of, I don't even know if y'all can see that, but notes. Loved it. 5 stars here as well. Yep. Yeah, I loved it. It was such a good read. I just love Brittney's realness, I guess. And I felt like in the book, she was taking a lot of my thoughts and actually speaking them and putting them into words. So I appreciated her for speaking things that I oftentimes just don't get to feel or speak. Yep. That's exactly what I just said. Jessica had the same thoughts. I feel like she put into words thoughts that I'd been having for a while but couldn't express. Jamie says, lots of good information and enjoyed the perspective. A lot of it was new to me. Good stuff. Loved it. We'll definitely read again. Yeah, it's one of those that I don't mind refreshing. And if you haven't had the opportunity, if you actually read the physical copy, try the audiobook. She's brilliant. Hey, Courtney. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this book to me is just absolutely brilliant. There's so many aha moments, or man, I totally feel that. And it's like, as women, especially Black women, like, I mean, you guys have probably heard this, we have it the hardest. We're always ones to protect and look out for everybody else, but it's like, in the long run, who's really looking out for us? So it's a lot of times we have to put aside our own thoughts and feelings to be able to protect and take care of everybody else, whether it be husbands, children, you know, moms, uncles, grandparents, the sick, whoever. It's like everybody else comes before our own needs. She does read it in her own audiobook. I don't know if anybody else did the audio version, and it's not that bad, but in the audio, and it's great. I would listen to it over and over again. I did it audio both times. You can hear her breathing a lot. Yeah, it's like a heavy breath. It's kind of like you notice it, but then, you know, it just kind of goes away. Yeah, coworkers. I mean, we just put everybody before ourselves, and, you know, it's not healthy. Like, we've got to start putting ourselves first and putting our own happiness first, because if we can't make ourselves happy, or if we're not happy, we can't make anybody else happy, period. Courtney's laughing at me, but she does. It's just kind of like, I can't describe it, but when she reads, like, you can hear her breathing. I found myself rising up a little more after reading it. Makes me more aware, I guess. Yes, there's so many things in here that I just had some aha moments, or wow, like some of the things in here about Black women have fewer chances to succeed. And at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, everybody talks about the Black man being down there on the totem pole, but we're even further behind them. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we're looking out for everybody else, but who's really looking out for us? Jamie said, oh boy, that's a thing for me, so I won't do it to myself, the heavy breathing. Yeah, you can hear it from her, but yeah, the audio is good, but I just be warned that you can hear some breathing up in there. Yeah, and some of the notes that I took, Black women are always left to pick up the broken pieces. I know for me, that happens a lot, especially as being a divorced woman. It was hard. It was an extremely hard time for me. You know, I still had to take care of 2 5-month-old twins who needed me. And, you know, you're dealing with postpartum, the emotions of that. You're dealing with the loss of a husband. So there was just so much going on. And it was like, when did I really have time to grieve? You know what I mean? And take care of me and really heal, because I was trying to be strong for them and put aside my feelings and move forward with life and make sure that, you know, they were okay. So it's like a lot of times, you know, where's an instance where you guys have put yourself last? Just waiting on your memoir. Yeah. I begin writing next month. I said second quarter I'm going to start writing. So I'm going to enjoy this last month of, you know, taking care of Book Girl Magic, business stuff, and then start writing. So I did apply for my LLC. So Book Girl Magic, before we know it, will become a business soon. So I'm excited for that. But I'll keep you guys posted. Hope to have some awesome gear. I just picked this up today from Pope Printing, got a couple of pieces. So I hope to have more pieces and still shopping around for vendors and things like that to get you guys some clothing. But memoir coming hopefully in 2020. But I will begin writing next month. But yeah, what are some instances where you guys have, y'all are awesome, have put yourself last? Where you've put the needs of everybody else before your own? Sorry, I'm just looking over my notes right now. And one of the quotes in there was, if we eat, everybody eats. And it's true. Like, we are always just caught up in taking care of everybody else. And then the saying that we have to be twice as good just to get half as far. It's kind of messed up when you think of it that way. Yep. I want to just kind of, let me read some of the answers. Courtney said, definitely after having my child, still learning to care for myself. Yeah, you've kind of just got to hit the pause button and really make yourself the priority. My whole life till I got divorced. Yep. I think divorce was necessary for me to be where I am. That's when I started putting myself first. You know, after the twins have gotten old enough, the past 2 years really have been the focus on me and doing me, which is where this book club evolved, was doing something for me. So I think divorce was definitely an eye-opener for me, and being able to be happy on my own. I mean, you've been with the same person since I was 20 years old. So as an adult, I'd never been on my own and known how to make myself happy. So that was interesting to kind of learn and bounce back. So I'm going to read this little part that I read, part from the book. She did an interview, and this is just a part that I got from the article. Jamie said, same, it helps when the kids are older, which they are. Yeah. Yeah, and even mine, like going from 5 months, they're less needy. Like at almost 7 years old, they're able to fend for themselves, watch Netflix, play video games, go outside and play basketball. Like they're a little more independent, so it allows me to be able to do the things that I want. 15, wow. Yeah, you guys were together for... At one point, she describes how it feels to be a Black woman by saying it feels like our victories belong to everyone, even though we do all the work. And I did have a quote. I wrote that. She said, my mama worked too hard and my community prayed too much for me to feel guilty about making it. And I'll come back to that quote later because I have it written down here, so I won't lose that thought. But I completely agree with her. Like, a lot of times I'll post about Book Girl Magic and the things that we're doing, and I will end up feeling bad. Like, am I posting too much about Book Girl Magic? Should I not be posting this? Should I not be showing that I got this book from this publisher or that I have this partnership going on? But it's like, why am I worked hard for this. Like, why do I feel guilty about my success? I shouldn't. But at the same time, it's like, you don't want to throw it in everyone's face that you're doing this and they're not doing anything. But at the end of the day, if they're bitter, they have the same 24 hours that I do. And 365 days, they can get up and make something of themselves. So I'm to the point where I'm going to like express myself. I'm going to celebrate my victories. Every single victory that comes my way, I'm going to celebrate it. And if they don't like it, unfollow, unfriend. I don't care. I really just don't give a damn. I love that line. Be proud. You better say it. Yep. That's it. We've got to be proud. Like, nobody's going to have our backs more than ourselves. So at the end of the day, we've got to be our own cheerleaders. I mean, it's great if you have spouses and children and things like that and family that will support you. But at the end of the day, you've got to have you first. Girl, stop apologizing. It fits. I know you're reading that book. Yeah. So let me go back to this. She said, I think this is the book you get if you come over to my house and sit on my sofa and we have a glass of wine and we're chopping it up about what feminist politics actually mean in the real daily lives of Black women. Because I feel like these are conversations I have with my girls. Much of the book, I felt like that was conversations with her girls. This is what it looks like for me and my girls and our particular experience of Black womanhood in this moment. And I know so many Black women for whom it is true. And yet, it's not a story you can go pick up in a bookstore shelf, and have be affirmed. I was tired at everyone preaching at Black women with these very vacuous sort of portrayals of us that just didn't ever seem to emotionally get it right. So it's like she's like, everybody else is trying to have a voice for us except for us. So that's what Brittney's thought around writing this book was. Gotta note that where it came from. So that's Brittney's thoughts on why she began to write this book. It's like everybody else is trying to give us a voice except for us. Oh, Latil, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Selena. Welcome, welcome. And then she goes into a little bit about expressing rage. I think anytime a Black woman is expressing rage, it's eloquent. When Black girls walk into that space where they own their voice, it's rare that I don't understand what they need, what the issue is, or who the issue is with. I know who fucked up, who they fucked up, and the degrees to that conflict. I specifically use the term eloquent and not elegant because I'm specifically speaking about rage needing to be respectable. When Black women are mad, our rage has a clear and direct target. So it's always eloquent to me. It's deeply and profoundly articulate. The person I was thinking about was Rachel Gentile. Oh, yeah. I don't even know how to... Gentile? From the Trayvon Martin. She was his best friend. Rachel was the one that he was on the phone with, if y'all are familiar with. Thank y'all for the hair compliments. She was the one that was on trial, and she was on the phone with Trayvon when he was shot by George Zimmerman. But yeah. Okay, so I want to go back and revisit some questions. Do you guys consider yourselves feminists? I know Brittney talks about intersectional feminism and why it's crucial in the definition of feminism. And Anna actually gave me some great notes of hers that we discussed. And she found a great definition that I'll share with y'all. Intersectional feminism was coined by civil rights activist and professor Kimberly Crenshaw. It's defined as the interconnected nature of social categorizations such as race, class, and gender as they apply to the given individual or group, regarded as creating overlapping and interdependent systems of discrimination or disadvantage. By adding the idea of intersectionality to feminism, the movement becomes truly inclusive and allows women of all races, economic standings, religions, identities, and orientations for their voices to be heard. Black feminist. Yeah, murdered. Sorry, yeah. He was murdered. You're right, Jamie. Yeah. You know, I never really thought about myself being a Black feminist, and I think through this journey of going back in the past couple years, and really, like, I've told y'all this story probably a million times, but growing up in the suburbs and not really learning my history, now I'm kind of on that journey to read more books about our people, by our people, and what we've been through. So right now, I don't think I would have ever defined myself as a Black feminist before going through that, but now I'm definitely... Sorry, I'm playing with the camera. Now I think I would definitely define myself as a Black feminist. I love stuff that empowers me and empowers... I mean, that's kind of the idea behind Book Girl Magic, is empowering Black women and Black women authors and celebrating Black Girl Magic. I'm going to celebrate us as much as I can. I think we all are. It's just to what degree. Agreed. And I don't know if Anna's still on here, but she will talk about that on Instagram, because we're going live there too after this. But she'll talk about her definition of feminism and how it just naturally, she was born that way. Dun, 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 dun. So, who are the strong female leads that you look up to, maybe in the media or in your own life? Are there examples that, you know, Brittney Cooper gives her grandmother, her mother, She talks about Michelle Obama. She talks about Beyonce and their uses of feminism, Black feminism. Are there people in your lives that you guys look up to? Anna said she's here. Looking through your notes. Nobody celebrates us like us. That's the truth. Yeah, Beyonce for sure is like, man, she does some stuff and I'm just like, you just feel empowered just from listening to her songs, watching her videos, seeing her Super Bowl performance where they're all dressed up like Black Panthers. Currently reading Asada. Man, if y'all haven't read that book yet, I'm probably only about 40% in, if that. That book right there is empowering as I don't know what. I'm voting for everyone Black. Hey, Issa Rae. Yes. Audre Lorde. Yeah. I'm trying to think. And I'm still like diving into Toni Morrison's a good example too. I don't know if you guys got to see, there was the speech of, or the interview of hers that was floating around her birthday. And how she was basically like, you wouldn't ask me that question if I was a white man. Like, if it was a white person sitting in this chair, you would not be asking me these types of questions. But because I'm a Black person, you feel comfortable asking me why I haven't included white people into my work. Because I didn't, period. Like, you would never question a white person and ask them why they don't have Black characters or in their books. It's just the reality. I think for me, Beyonce is definitely one. I think Michelle Obama has been one, but probably been brought more to the forefront with her book release and even with Eloquent Rage, like her pointing out the stances that Michelle Obama took, wearing her hair in a ponytail, like it was her way of being rebellious, but, without saying anything. Yes, definitely Toni. No holds barred. Yep. She's the truth. She's the truth. Many of these women that I have up here are definitely influential to me, for sure. But definitely, I think I have a lot of strong Black women in my life that I could definitely say they're people that I look up to as mothers, wives, aunts, for sure. Let me go back to my notes real quick. Somebody just posted on the page that I guess they're in the wrong place for the discussion. I don't know. They posted on the regular Book Girl Magic page. Dun, dun, dun. What did you guys think about that chapter when she was talking about... Oh, let me go back to Jessica's comment before I move on. My grandmother divorced an abusive husband in 1947 while pregnant when that was considered taboo. Yeah, especially during that time, like, women really couldn't leave, although they wanted to. I mean, financially, they couldn't support themselves. It was like they were kind of just stuck being in these marriages because they couldn't fend for themselves. So yeah, that's huge. Power to your grandmother for being able to do that while pregnant. Especially in an abusive situation, a lot of people are too scared to be able to leave. So kudos to her for that. What did y'all think about the chapter when she talks about Black men dating white women? I don't know why I didn't catch this the first time I read it. And then also when she talks about Bill Clinton, and his allegations, like all of the things that, he's been accused of. And then I don't know if it was it someone in the Black Panther Party that basically says that he sleeps with white women because he feels like it's like getting revenge on white men for what they did to Black women back in the day. I can't remember. I want to find that, and I can't even remember what chapter that was in, but I just remember her talking about that. And maybe that's some of the reasons why Bill Cosby, he was married to a Black woman. It's amazing that he slept with so many white women, but at the end of the day, he was married to a black woman. So at the end of the day, it kind of makes me feel like some of what Brittney is alluding to might be true. Then also, the list is too long. Renee Hicks is on my list. Aw, thank you. Seeing firsthand every day your strength has been empowering for me. A humble thanks. You're so welcome, and I thank you, because Sharon's one of my biggest supporters who comes into work just about every day and talks to me about book magic and reading, and I really have an awesome support of people who are actually in this group from work, and Sharon is definitely at the top of that list of people that support me. So without you guys, this would not be possible. Many days I just want to lose my mind, and y'all keep me sane. So thank you for that. And then also the chapter on white tears, I was like, bruh. How many times have we seen that though? And it dates back to forever ago, in times after slavery, when white women were crying wolf against black men. It's just the power that they have. It's ridiculous, first of all. But I don't know. So many things wrong with that. The white tears. Let me know your thoughts on that chapter and what you thought. I'm about to skim white girl tears. You know, you think of Barbecue Becky and what was the other one? Barbecue Becky. Wasn't there another girl that was like selling lemonade or something that they went after? I'm like, leave these children alone. You have nothing better to do with your life than to call the police on someone who's barbecuing legally in a park. Too often to count. Still happens all the time. All the time. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And then the other thing that she brought up was how, you know, a lot of white women scream feminism, but then a lot of them voted for Donald Trump. It's like, how in the world could you vote for this man? Like, he literally puts it out there how he's trash. Like, he basically is saying he can do whatever he wants to y'all, and y'all still voted for this man. Sidewalk Sandy, yeah. Picking on girls in their lemonade stands. So sad. Yeah, and she just talks about how experiencing white women become aggressively angry in public places. You know, and it's like, it's okay for white women to do this, but if a black woman were to do it, it's like, she's in the angry black woman. Like, we get that stereotype of being the angry black woman. It's kind of sad. She also brings up examples of Iggy Azalea. It's like that's another thing that she did talk about in the white tear section, is how a lot of white women will try to steal our culture with, you know, wearing cornrows or stealing our music, dressing like us, getting butt implants, all of this stuff so that you can look more like the black girl or the black woman. But when it actually comes down to our issues and what it is, you know, you're silent. When it comes to saving black lives and screaming Black Lives Matter, you're silent on those issues. But everything else in our culture, you guys want to take part in. Eldridge Cleaver was that Black Panther. Yes, I had to look it up and get the spelling. Thank you. I was like, I knew that he was talking. Yeah, it just makes me wonder. You know what's weird is that I was really open to an interracial marriage, especially with, you know, dating and stuff like that. But in my heart of hearts, I don't know that I could date outside of my race. At least maybe not white. I don't know. I'm up in the air with that because I have a lot of mixed people in my family. So I have a lot of cousins that look white. Like, we're very mixed. Both my great-great-grandmothers on my grandpa and grandma side are white. So, but at the same time, it's like when you live in the South and you start to learn the history and you know the history of this country and what they've done to our people, it's hard. I have a trust issue there. I have a huge trust issue there. So I don't know. I don't know if I could go there. Look, I'm almost as dark as you. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, insane. It's insane. Yeah, but they were talking about Iggy Azalea and how Azalea Banks called her out on how America appropriates a black culture by engaging in what Banks calls cultural smudging. Yeah. But in the midst of the racial uproars in 2014, the killing of Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, the refusal of the Ferguson, Missouri prosecutor to indict Officer Darren Wilson, she basically called out Iggy Azalea on, you know, why aren't you speaking on these issues? Like, you're taking everything else from our culture, but when it comes to actually protecting and sticking up for our people, you're nowhere to be found. I've always said the same thing, probably because I grew up in the deepest of the Deep South. Yeah, it's hard. I so badly wanted to be open to it, but the more that I learn about this history, the history of this country and what they've done to our people, I see race. Like, it's crazy how much I've changed even in just the last 6 months to the last year. I see race in everything. Everything. Before, I completely had my blinders on. Growing up in the suburbs around mostly white people playing a white sport, I've never been attacked or had any racial slurs said to me. So I've never had that experience. So for me, I was just oblivious to a lot of what was happening to our people. And, you know, I was at a basketball game last Saturday and there were 2 black refs and 1 white ref. And I'm looking at the way the call, one team was all white with 1 black girl. Our team was all black with 1 white girl. And I'm looking at the ways each of the referees, one was neutral, 1 black ref was neutral, was just calling a fair game. But it seemed like the white ref was calling more for the white team and the black ref over there was calling more for our team. So everywhere I go, I can't help but to see race in everything. Yeah, that's tough. I feel like deep down it's a forever side eye. But at the same time, like, I want to be so open to dating outside my race because it's already in 2019. It's so hard to date in general. So it's like you want to be open to dating other people outside of your race. But at the same time, it's like, man, looking at your ancestors and what they've done to my people and my country, it's hard for me to like really look at a white person and be like, and not give the side eye. Like you said, I have a hard time getting past that. I see race in everything. And it makes me like go back and like, you know, mostly white teammate. What did they think of me? What did they think of me growing up? And obviously I know that there are great white people in this world. There's, you know, I have friends that truly are there for me, but I can't deny that my mind isn't thinking at times. Like, what do you really think about me? You know, it's hard. It's hard. And actually, I love that Brittney brought up Ida B. Wells as well, because I didn't know much about her, and I actually ordered a book yesterday about Ida B. Wells. A couple people posted on Instagram, which is funny, because after reading this book, I was like, man, I want to read more on Ida B. Wells and how she kind of took a stance and spoke out through her journalism. I thought that was really cool. But again, you know, white women crying wolf. getting these men lynched for doing nothing. And she had the balls to speak out about it. So that was really cool to me. I also had noted that recognition is a human need, and there's something fundamentally violent about a world that denies Black women recognition on a regular basis. Yeah, I think we are definitely last on the totem pole. Praises are given everywhere else, you know, but the Black woman is given the hardest time of any other gender, race, class out there. You know, the Williams sisters, how much, you know, when you look at athletes, how much is Serena? I mean, Venus too, but how much is Serena picked on for, you know, she's an incredible athlete, but how often is she picked on, called a man and all kinds of things? Like, it's like we can never just be great. It's always, she's great because she's a man, or she's great because she's on this and that. It's like we can never just get credit for doing anything. Not 100% anyhow. How do you feel about Black men in general? I know you guys have spouses and significant others that you're with that I would hope protect and love you and support you. But what do you guys think of men as a whole? Do you think that they fight for our equality like we fight for them? What are your thoughts on that? Serena, most drug tested ever and has never failed one. Yeah, they keep coming for her. They can't just accept the fact that she's Black and she's great. Period. They want to keep coming for her. You know. Even, she had a couple of other controversies. It was the cat suit, and then there was something else about her ranking or something like that, because she had taken off some time for, you know, because she had just had the baby. And I think, I don't know, it was like her ranking went down or something. Like she lost something because she was out of the game for a limited period of time. But yeah, Serena gets it. You see her get it a lot. But yeah, I think that men, I think there are Black men that protect us, but I don't think there's enough of it. There's some that you'll see speak out on that, but I don't feel like there's enough Black men that protect and speak out on our behalf. We definitely do it. We definitely do it way more. But you don't really see it in the reverse and whatnot. And then, did you guys, at the end of the book, Brittney's benediction, did you guys read I loved the benediction at the end of the book. Let me put this up. I'm going to open up the book. Let me come back. Emanuela, welcome. Many of the Black men are not able to fight for themselves, let alone Black women. This is true. This is true. I think we have a strength like no other. Yeah, that was a good point, though. Hi, Alicia. No problem. Yeah, so in the benediction, I'm just going to read them because they can go on forever and ever. In that last chapter, called Joy, one of the first things, I got to go back to my notes because I don't know if I wrote talking points to that. Okay, so the benedictions that she wrote were, may you have joy. The second one was, may you have gut-busting belly laughter every day. May you ask more and better questions. May your rage be a force for good. You got this. We got this. That is true. So once again, Black women to the rescue. Yeah, that was a good point. We often speak out for everybody else except for ourselves. Yeah, Jay-Z, you rescued us. Yep. It's true. When I think that's a struggle for me is especially with dating. I'm so used to having my back, protecting myself, being the head of household, that it's gonna take something to like just let go of the reins and let somebody else like take control, and me like feel comfortable with that and feel like someone's gonna truly have my back. It's hard. I think a lot of Black men forget that they still often have access to a boys club that we don't get access to, but still feel like they are the most maligned of all sexes and races. Yeah. Love the benediction as well. Yeah, I thought the benediction was awesome. The reminders to laugh every day. There was something else. He will be okay with you. Be a boss if he's the right one. I agree. You just have to do it. That's me. I run away from dating, I'll be honest. It's scary for me. When you're whole and happy and your life is good, man, it's gonna take somebody special to come in here and interrupt that, because right now I'm content with life. Companionship would be great, but at the same time, it's like you got to be coming with something for me to trust you and allow you. But you're right. The right one will come along, and all of that will be erased from my memory, or from my mind anyhow. Trusting, being very trusting. Yeah, love the benediction. I had to write that down because those are some reminders. Is, you got to make you happy. Laugh a little, live a little. Any final thoughts from you guys? Don't date. Just be open with the right one. I don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, I don't know. In Atlanta's so big, it's hard to meet people if you don't really take that opportunity. You don't just get to meet men as easy. Amen. Or him being the victim on the episode of Snapped. I had a chat with a coworker today at an event, and he was going through some marriage problems with his wife last year, and they were working it out. And like another divorced guy, a Black guy, we were telling him, we're glad that they're working it out. And he's like, yeah, but sometimes I come home and she's watching like, what is it called? IDTV or whatever, which is like the new kind of like Bravo or whatever, but they have like Snapped and stuff on there. And he's just like, he side eyes his wife because he's like, I don't know if she's plotting to kill me or what. My cousin says, I was the 3-date queen until someone came along who calmly refused to leave after 3. Aww. And because I know that love story, it holds close to my heart. Alicia is married to my cousin, so I love them to death. But yeah, I guess it'll come naturally. I just need to let go of that fear and just let it be. Let it happen. Deadly women. Yeah. As I said, he's like, if I disappear one day, this is what he told us today. He's like, if I disappear one day, just know my wife has been watching these crazy shows, and something happens to me. You know why? Run your own race and be open to who is running in the same direction. Don't repeat the false stats about the odds in Atlanta. Yeah, that I try to stay away from. I try to manifest positivity. And not, because I know a lot of people throw that statistic out there that, oh, you live in Atlanta. Yeah, I definitely think there's potential to date here. For me, however, as a single mom who's busy with 7-year-old twins, I'm constantly running around. So me actually finding the time to meet people face to face is what my struggle is. So I kind of have to use dating apps and things to put myself out there and meet people. But any final thoughts that you guys have on Eloquent Rage, our February read? For those of you who came on later, a few of us gave it a 5-star rating. We absolutely love this book. It was my second time reading. I love Brittney. I felt like she just had a lot to say and really gives us a voice as women. And I think it's a lot of things that a lot of us as women need to read and hear. No matter what race you are, it's good to know these things. And I know on Instagram, a lot of the white women that were reading this book with us, one of the things was like they found themselves checking their privilege a lot and taking a lot of notes. So I'm interested to head over to Instagram after this and have that live conversation over here to hear their thoughts and feelings about this book. Because I think it's a lot of aha moments or a lot of shocking things that they don't realize. Like, just living in the society that we live in, they don't often recognize the things. People in general don't recognize what Black women go through. Again, we're at the bottom of the totem pole, so it's you know, it's a tough one. But I think it's a good read. I think it's good for everybody to read. Any final thoughts? You guys are quiet. I will say, if you guys haven't already, it is Mystery Book Month. And so we are reading My Sister the Serial Killer this month. So I'm excited to read this. I've heard nothing but great things. The commentary so far has been that this book is great. I'm interested to read. I know someone had commented asking if it's scary. I don't think it's a scary book. I think it's just more of a, you know, suspenseful thriller of a book. Any other thoughts? If not, I will say goodnight to you guys. Thanks so much for coming on to chat. I appreciate you ladies as always. Again, our March book of the month. Oh, Jamie, you read it already? Jeez. I always read the books last because I want it to be fresh in my memory for when we have these chats. But this is what we'll be reading. Oh, you're jumping over there too. Cool. Love you guys too. Thank you, Jessica. Love you. Excited about this one, so I look forward to reading it. Take a break from some serious stuff that we've been reading. And I will see you guys next time. If those of you who feel like coming on IG, Anna, she may or may not be on here, but she's actually going live with me. So it's going to be split screen, 2 of us discussing this book together. So that'll be an interesting twist on this book and chatting about it again. So I appreciate you ladies. Love you so much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.